Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk about AI. What I've heard about it so far is that it is the end of the human existence, the end of jobs, the end of creatives, basically the destruction of everything good is all I've heard about this online. So I wanted to put a spin on it. So hopefully you can see it from a different perspective and hopefully make your life a little bit better, especially if you are creative like myself. Some people just want them to be satisfied, and that is completely fine, okay? That is unavoidable. However, with all these things being unavoidable and with these things being so out of our control, if you view it as such a horrible turn the world is taking, that is going to affect nobody's life but your own. What if I told you you can take this point and you could turn it into bringing the spark back inside yourself and sharing that spark to others, and how it can be possible? Quite honestly, it feels like everything in life has reached a bubbling point of perfectionism that an actual human cannot uphold, and the only thing that can uphold it is now artificial intelligence. And this is seen in our film, our media, our beauty standards, the clothes we wear, literally every single thing. You cannot leave your house without feeling this sort of immense pressure. You can't post anything, you can't be public without feeling this pressure of perfectionism. With the beauty standards, everything has to be the perfect shape, the perfect size. You have to look very presentable if you're going to show your face anywhere. Although now, with artificial intelligence, if they are becoming the only specimen that can meet these standards, which we are seeing and which we may even have no clue that it is not even a real thing to begin with, if we physically cannot meet them standards, how do you think we're going to react to this? If it's not possible, don't you just think the pressure within yourself should be relieved? And this effect is going to happen widespread. Even the way we're reacting to it now, calling it AI slop, just shows that there is still people who care about the actual experience and the actual work of another human. The issue with perfectionism is a certain limit and a certain level. Everything will just start becoming the same. Everything will become uncannily similar. And we see this especially in film, which has been receiving a lot of criticism because of the colour palettes, the same actors and actresses and the same storylines. Everything is just becoming the same alien type of perfect that people can't even reach anymore, and people do no longer enjoy. The music we listen to has morphed into the same sounds which are not made for the love of making music. It's made because it's manufactured to be addictive, so we listen to it more. The more people you can get to pay attention to these medias, the more money you make in the long term. And even celebrities now are contorting their faces into features which are downright borderline absurd. Honestly, it is just this horrible pressure. For anything to be special, exciting, or meaningful, it must be original. And even the definition of special is to describe something better, unusual, or unique. And when we're all in this bubble, nothing becomes unique anymore. And instead, below the bubble is what will become special. So the slip-ups and the actual heart that goes into making or writing or whatever you enjoy to do, we will just reach a point of people will become sick of it, because I personally believe, and a lot of people believe, that we are made to create things. So if that is our literal purpose, how would that ever be taken away? You know, AI is just regurgitated, so it can't have the experience that an actual human has. If it's just the same recycled stuff over and over again, that is also going to morph into just one blob of the same mass. When you fear judgment and you leave no room for error, you leave no room for originality either. So as a community, it won't work both ways. And people that do create these things, they also support people that also create these things. There will always be an audience. Furthermore proof of there always being an audience, it's more of a trend now to be off your phone than on your phone, and people getting flip phones, people are getting more involved in nature, they're getting you know, practicing mindfulness. I feel like that is really trending right now, which is because of this whole notion in the first place. So never have that limiting belief that there isn't people that are interested. There are always people that will be interested. You just have to take the time and the effort to find them. Don't let this get you down. And honestly, this whole situation, people love an opponent. That is in human nature. And if there is this opponent, AI, people are more inclined to actually take the time to see the history or see how things were made, and everything will just be more meaningful in life. I see it as we're all squeezed into these molds and suffocated so hard that it will literally burst, because when these standards are so high, if it's so exhausting to reach or even impossible to reach, we're going to go back to doing things just for the pure enjoyment of things, just for the love of the game. We're going to do things just because we actually want to do it, which is exactly how it should be in the first place. And when everyone is doing stuff they love, there will be so many new things, new ideas, new creatives, and it will just be so much better, and everything will have so much more heart and soul inside whatever it is. Sorry if I've moved, my phone just ran out of storage. Anyway, my point was, literally all around us, literally every single thing we own, everything we do, if it is for the pure enjoyment and for the pure love of it, it will just be such a better place. Do you not think? Like, you could go out in public and people will just be so much, it will make people happier in themselves. It will make people more appreciative of others, because they'll understand the work that goes into doing things. Because I feel like we've reached a point of just consumption. And I think with AI, it is going to become so mind-numbing, even just to scroll through TikTok. Like, even now, I'm scrolling through TikTok. Why am I getting bananas and apples having children? What is going on? Like, it's actually ballistic. I don't even understand I really don't understand. And I also don't understand how it is actually addictive. Like, I will watch that video. Why will I watch that video? Who knows? I'm making a conscious effort not to do that. But it's just bananas. Excuse my pun, but it is actually bananas. Like, it will just reach a point of frustration in everyone where you're just going to be sick of it. You're just sick of it. And I like, sorry, I'm actually really passionate about this. Like, why am I getting so worked up? This is all just my personal opinion, but I just see a world where things will just be more passionate. Everything will be more passionate. Everything will have a reason, and that will just make it so much better. And also, even if that isn't the way it's going, this is just in my head, even if this isn't the way it's going, for you personally to have a negative view, that will not affect anyone else but you. If you have the view of, oh, well, I can't do this because of AI, I can't do this because people can just type in some words and they'll get something similar to me. If you truly believe that, that is a limiting belief, and you are limiting yourself. Even using the excuse of your family, the government, the economy we're in right now, that can always be an excuse, but it cannot be changed. And if you are using that as an excuse to stop you from doing what you want to do, fair enough, that's just you that's not going to do what you want to do. There's no need. There's been problems throughout all of history, and some might be more severe than others, but if it is out of your control, don't let it affect the life that you want to lead. You've got this. You have got this, genuinely. I think the first shift of this is going to be conscious. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to actually take the effort to realise what you're doing, realise if you're watching an AI video or if you're just not living the life you want to live. The first initial click is conscious. It takes conscious effort to make a change to yourself and to your life, but it can be done. There is a spark that's within every single one of us, and I think it used to be lit just for living. I think with the standard of it now, it has to be manually lit. It has to be forced, and it has to be a choice to put yourself out there, because otherwise nothing will happen. It can be intimidating and it can be confusing, but it is so worth it in the end. If that is what you believe your whole point to be, you have to do it. You have to do it. You can't not do it. If you have a spark and if you have an idea, even if you don't have the full preparation, you need to trickle towards it. You need to start finding your footing. you know, and you're not going to find that consuming all day. That is what this whole generation is. Honestly, in this generation, it's harder to be bored than to be constantly distracted. Even if it does take a bit of push, the push is worth it. And get rid of those limiting beliefs, okay? Get rid of limiting beliefs. And honestly, the way AI is going, do you also not think that maybe it can do jobs that are the mundane ones, which keep people stuck not being creative or not being a creative or not doing what they want to do because they're stuck in a job which could be done by a robot? Do not get me wrong, there's a lot of negatives. I'm not saying they're not there, but I'm saying you have to flip it. You have to look at the positive. If you have a coin and there's one positive side and one negative side, and then you say, you can flip it whatever way, and you can tell me the negative is still there because it will still be there. It will be on the other side, but it's on the other side. It's on the other side. You cannot focus on it. You focus on the negative. That is a trap to yourself and to no one else. So, be the change you want to see in the world. Whatever you do, the way you express yourself, that is your own personal language. That is your own way of getting your insides out. And maybe you will impact someone who speaks that same language or speaks a similar language, understands exactly what you're putting across, and you help them so much, and you change the trajectory of their life, or you change even just their day, just by knowing that somebody else understands and resonates with them. Because I think this whole journey of life is just understanding. You're just trying to understand everything. Understand ourselves, understand the people around you, understand the way things work so you can use them in your favor. If you can make a positive change and you can bring positivity into anyone's life, do it now. Turn on your camera, get your fucking paintbrushes out, fucking hit up your gym, go for a run, clear your mind, okay? But that is all I have to say for this video. And if you got this far, thank you so much for watching. I have absolutely loved talking about this. If you have any questions, please make sure to let me know. I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much.